Okay, so hello there everyone and welcome back to the channel for a brand new video, and in this one we're going to be doing something a little bit different to spice things up on the channel, as we're going to be using a tier list maker here to rank every single Ninjago villain, all of the main ones at least, from weakest to strongest. So as per usual with tier lists, S tier will be the strongest and F tier will be the least powerful. So we're just going to go through this, and yeah, that's pretty much all I can say here. I'm going to hopefully try and start with some of the lower ranked ones in my opinion, and also we will be ranking these villains from their most powerful form. So for example, Nadakan will be assuming that he has his infinite wishes for this list, and Chen in his Anacondrae form, or with the staff for example. So yeah, let's just go straight through this now. So young Lloyd Garmadon, honestly, F tier. What can he really do? He was just a bratty kid at that point. So yeah, we're just going to throw him in there for now. Next, we're going to let's do Cryptor. Now, Cryptor, when we saw him in Season 3, he was pretty powerful for a general, at least. He could definitely overpower Nia and also Zane at that point in time. Now, obviously, nowadays, I do not think he could really take either of those two on, especially Nia. Yeah, things have definitely changed. However, I would say he probably does belong in C tier. Oh, and also I will probably make a few more changes towards the end of this video, if I need to at all. Yang, he is hard to rank, because I always forget about Yang. I have not watched Day of the Departed in a long while. I've honestly forgotten most stuff about Yang. He's just not really interesting to me. However, I think possibly he's going to be going in C tier, I want to say. So we'll throw him in there for now. Scales... this is hard. I'd say probably C as well. His fighting skills aren't really there. However, if he can hypnotize you, then, well, it's pretty much just game over at that point. So I'll chuck him in C there. Mr. E, I want to say B, but at the same time, is C more likely? I do think he's probably stronger than General Cryptor. Obviously, Mr. E completely ruined Zane in Snake Jaguar in Season 8, so... I mean, we can probably put him above Zane just because of that. So I want to say B, but maybe that's too high for him. So I'm just going to chuck him in B for now, although that could very easily change. And I think there's another part of me that does say he deserves to be in C. Cronix is up next, and again, we're going to be doing the most powerful forms of these characters, so we're going to be assuming that Cronix has the power of time here. So I'm going to chuck him in A for now, although S tier may actually be more better for him, to be honest. So yeah, he can obviously go forward in time, or he can put a slow motion effect on it. So yeah, we'll put him in there for now. Obviously, time is a really powerful element to have. So yeah, where is Crux on this list? Here's Crux. I'm going to put him in A as well. They're pretty much equal. Crux can just reverse time or pause it altogether. Not really too sure which is more powerful out of those two. I think it's probably quite even, but yeah. Unagami, he's interesting because, I mean, he's essentially just an AI type thing that is only really powerful inside of Prime Empire. So, I mean, maybe he deserves a C, but he's kind of hard to rank, and he's kind of a different case because he's only really got power inside of this game. But this is actually quite hard. I might have to come back to Unagami, guys. I'm going to be honest. Not too sure where to put him for now because it depends on a few different things. Emperor Garmadon, I'm going to put him in S tier. He could do all sorts. He couldn't actually overpower Omega, surprisingly, but he could also pretty much defeat anybody else, maybe excluding people at the Overlord and whatnot. Samukai is honestly pretty weak, but I do think he does deserve to be in C. I think he's pretty even among these guys and the rest of the C tier. General Vex, he is powerful in a different kind of way. If he can manipulate somebody, then he essentially can be very powerful, as he can completely manipulate them and get them to do his bidding. However, at the same time, if this comes down to a battle or something, is Vex really going to be that strong? No. So I'm going to throw him in D. However, I'm not going to say he's weak at all. He's just powerful in a different way, if that makes any type of sense. Ultraviolet, again, I think she probably does deserve a C tier because she is quite a skilled fighter. So I'll chuck her in there. Klaus, I want to say B. He can obviously control magic. We've never really had a full expansion on what magic in Ninjago can do, but he could summon the Cursed Realm, so I mean, I guess that's something, and that's a noteworthy feat for Klaus. So I'll throw him in there for now. Asphyra, I'm going to assume that she's got her staff, and also she can do some form of sorcery. We've never really had a full look at what that can do, but I think she probably does definitely deserve a B tier, to be honest. Garmadon, and this is the old Lord Garmadon from Seasons 1 to 2, so I'd say he's pretty powerful. I want to say B tier for him as well, and perhaps A. For now, just to be safe, I'm going to throw him in B tier, although A tier may be more suited to him, but at the same time, he's not really that strong. Although with the Mega Weapon, I guess he is. Ice Emperor is pretty powerful. I'm going to throw him in B tier as well. Harumi is going to be up next, and I'm not too sure where to put her as well. As with people like Unagami, for example, or Vex, it kind of depends on a few different things. I think she's fairly skilled, but at the same time, she is kind of like Vex, as in she can easily manipulate people. And so when it comes down to a full fight, her full, most powerful form, I don't really think Harumi has much going for her, to be honest. So if I had to put Harumi up against people like Samukai, I think she's probably fairly even, I guess. If you give her a sword and see what happens, perhaps she could be similar to these sort of guys, but honestly, this is quite hard, because then that would mean she was above Mr. E, but at the same time, I don't really think Harumi is that powerful when it really does come down to it. So I'm going to throw her in C for now. Maybe that's controversial, but yeah, we'll just put her in there for now. Great Devara is up next, and I'm going to possibly put her in A or S. I'm going to put her in A for now. It's kind of hard to rank her as well. Obviously, she's not a proper character. She's just kind of this big evil being that could wreak havoc across Ninjago. So, yeah. Omega, I want to put in A, I think. Although S tier, I'm not too sure. The thing is with Omega, right, is he completely wiped the floor with Garmadon, I'd say. Both encounters he had with him. But at the same time, we don't really know what else there is to him, and that may have just been he caught Garmadon off guard those times, and he wasn't able to exert his full strength. But just to be safe, I'm going to put him in S tier for now. Who's next? Overlord, definitely S tier, equivalent to the first Pinjitzu Master, so yeah. Skull Sorcerer, possibly C once again. There's a lot of people in C for now. Pythor really isn't a good fighter, but at the same time, from what we've seen of him in Crystalized so far, he actually has been showing off more of his fighting skills. So again, I think C for him. Iron Baron, once again, tricky. If it came down to a full fight with him, I don't really think he's going to stand much of a chance. But yeah, I'm going to put him in D again. It's kind of the same situation as Vex. He's powerful in lots of different ways. Oh, whoops. Nadakan, I will die on this hill and say that Nadakan is probably the most OP Ninjago character to ever actually exist with his infinite wishes. I just don't see how anybody could possibly conquer and defeat Nadakan in any way, shape or form. Yeah, I do not see that at all. Anyone possibly beating him. General Kozu, he's interesting, I guess C. We've never really seen too much of him fighting, but I will just chuck him in C there. Ronin, to be honest, not too sure why he's in villains. He's kind of an anti-hero in a way. So, I'll put him in C, you know. He's been able to show off some sort of fighting power. In fact, you know what, actually? I'll put him in D. Morrow here. This is interesting. Possibly B, C. I'm going to put him in B for now, although I'm not fully sure about that. Chen, let's assume he has his Anachondri form for this one. If he has his Anachondri form, I'd say he's probably B or A tier. Although his Staff of Elements staff could also work and would probably be slightly less powerful than his Anachondri form, because his Anachondri skin could possibly absorb the elemental powers thrown at him. But I'm going to put him in A, and that's his most powerful form, by the way, guys. I'm not just counting base level Chen here. Kilo. Let's put Kilo in C, although, yeah, no, you know what, I think C is fairly alright for him. The Preeminent, aka the Cursed Realm, I'm not really too sure where to put her. Does she really belong in here? I'm gonna put her in A, although that is just kind of because I don't really know where else to put her. And Unagami, alright, let's just assume he's as he is in the game, alright, and just assume that he has full control over everything. I'd say he's probably around A or B, but again, he's really hard to rank, so we're just gonna gloss over Unagami because there's a lot of different things that it does kind of depend on. However, I think this list is one I'm pretty happy with, and I'd say it is fairly accurate. Obviously, people like Vex are so low just because if you threw him in a ring with some of these other villains, who is really going to win this? Obviously not Vex, and so yeah, when it comes, he's only really good at manipulating people. That is what he's good at, which obviously is not a bad thing. But just in this particular instance, does he really come out on top against the likes of Klaus and the Ice Emperor? Obviously not really. And by the way, these aren't ordered in their own tiers. They're just kind of all together. I didn't really put that much thought into who's more powerful in each tier. Although, if we are doing that, Nadokhan, once again, I think completely wins in all of this. I do not see how anyone, even the first Ninjutsu Master, can possibly defeat Nadokhan with infinite wishes. I just do not see that at all. But yeah, I think that's just about going to do it for this particular tier list, guys. So I do hope you enjoyed this, and feel free to rage at me in the comments if I put your favourite character slightly too low. But to me, I think this is pretty much accurate, and I don't really see how this is inaccurate in any way, shape or form, to be honest. I think this is mostly how it would play out. I'm just imagining all of these in a ring with each other, battling it out. I do not see how any of these would possibly be able to overcome each other in any other way. Great Devara maybe could go in S, but I'm just going to put her in A to be safe. Same with Preeminent. So yeah, overall, I think that's just about going to be it. Maybe some could ideally be moved into different tiers, but for now, I think this is looking pretty good to me, so we're just going to leave it at that for now. As always, though, if you did enjoy this one here, feel free to drop a like on it, subscribe to the channel for more very similar to this. Although I'm not going to be as active as I once was, I'm still going to try and upload as much as possible. And also hit that notification bell so you guys can be the first to watch these kind of videos as soon as they do release, whenever I do post them. And also, feel free to drop your thoughts on what video I should do next down below in the comments below. I would also love to hear that. With this being said, though, that's just about going to do it here, so I'll see you all next time. Goodbye.